He grabbed my shoulders, guiding me confidently towards the coffee table, like he confidently guides the Hello Games team towards the game's release. The one true Sean Murray, not that baby-faced loser asshole poser from NCIS. Made sweet.
If y'all haven't heard the story behind Hello Games and No Man's Sky, this story is fascinating. It's such a story of like bewilderment, but also like heartwarming redemption. This was how I learned the lesson that I'm preaching to y'all about Starfield. It's great advice, and I'll own it and say I fell into the trap with Starfield. Gotta be much more discerning moving forward. Yeah, and I mean, I'll say again, it's not that you should never buy Starfield. The early adoption with games is not advisable anymore in the modern era of game development. You're basically paying the full ticket price to be the beta tester. The beta is no longer the beta. The release is the beta. Diablo 4 stopped me from messing up with Starfield. I didn't fall victim to Diablo 4. My cousin bought Diablo 4 and he actually loves it. He says it's his favorite game, he can't stop playing it. And if that's the case, great. I'm glad you're happy. But he's also working a full-time job. And I think about it and I say, okay, well, that's who Diablo 4 was designed for. So I'm not surprised that he's having this reaction. But people who are dedicated gamers who like are in the know and have certain expectations, yeah, I could have told you D4 bad was going to be the case. Especially when people were playing it in the beta, all these nerfs started rolling out. Oh boy, this isn't nerfing for balance. This is nerfing for like wasting your time. I loved it up until they Thanos snapped half the fun away before. There you go. I loved it up until they Thanos snapped half the fun away before season 1. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, Asmongold made a video about No Man's Sky in 2023, I think. Yes, I noticed that. You know what we could do is we could react to my reaction of the engoodening of No Man's Sky from Internet Historian that I uploaded 2 years ago. My disheveled self, living at my dad's place. It's probably late in the evening, 11:51. Yeah, I'm speaking softly because if I speak too loud, people in the house are gonna complain. It's my Star Wars sweater. I should put my Star Wars sweater on. That's such a good idea. Now we're ready. I'm probably speaking a lot quieter. The engoodening of No Man's Sky. So, obviously this has 12 million views. The engoodening of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a game that I picked up on while it was in development, during alpha. And I thought, what an exciting concept. And then it came out and just didn't deliver on so many expectations that people had. And then stuff came out later, but it was so far gone for me, and I didn't really have any other people to participate in it with, that I kind of just lost my drive to play. And then I saw that they were looking into incorporating VR, so I said, well, do I really want to play this game without VR, if that's where it's... It goes to show how badly I want VR in my life. I've been wanting it for 3 years, longer, and I still don't have it. I hyped this game like crazy, then it came out, I was embarrassed, and then now the game has seen improvements and haven't played since 2018. I recorded and uploaded this 2 years later. It's just, oh man. I wanted this game to be good so badly, and it's good now, and maybe we'll have to revisit it, but it would be so fun to play it with VR. I could probably at least enable VR and do like the head pivot cockpit thing, because I actually have figured out how to do that, but we'll have to see if it would work with No Man's Sky. I only know how to achieve that with Star Wars Squadrons, which is a fun game but not very popular. It kind of lived and died within a few months. It's kind of headed, and so I've just sort of left it. But if this video does what I think it will, I'm sure it's probably going to convince me to install this game again, because I only did put 5 hours into it. It's just, I didn't feel the sense of drive or achievement, and it just felt random. I was really hoping for like a multiplayer experience to enjoy with like
a community, and I'm wondering if that's where they went with it now. I haven't
No.
caught up on the news. I'm hoping this will clear it up for me. Let's take.
There is a player hub that exists within the anomaly, but they still haven't met with that expectation for me. I thought you could fly around and like encounter all kinds of people, but like it's not that at all, unfortunately. Cyberpunk is at the top of like Twitch browsing, you mean? Oh, in here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I played that at the time. I kind of enjoyed it despite the bugs, but I was well aware of the bugs, for sure. Your King Osama looks like Dirty Wizard or Homeless Santa. What's up, man? Can't believe you aren't playing Starfield. Full disclosure, played 6 hours and got my refund. So, if you're referring to the video that I uploaded, man, like, it's not that I don't want people to play Starfield. I just don't want them to play it right now. There's going to be a huge modding community that steps in and makes all kinds of quality of life improvements, as well as like visual improvements, and it'll be a good game, just not right now. All this pre-sale, like FOMO, gotta get it now while it's relevant, is such bullshit. Especially with Bethesda games. Bethesda games have a history of like being really good years later. So glad I double checked the processing before that order. Yeah, Leslie was like behind the scenes trying to buy it for me, and he's like, oh, by the way, is this still your Steam account? And I was like, stop the presses, do not buy. It's not a game you should buy right now. It's not a game that you should never buy ever. Just don't buy it right now. But a game that, if you're into space exploration, a game that you might want to buy, No Man's Sky.